When I got out in '71, the way I was treated was very disrespectful. It was hard, and I told myself, whatever I can do to fight to make it easier for the next person behind me, that's what I'm going to do. Graduated in '68, got drafted in '69, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, on to Fort Polk, Louisiana, home for a week, and off to Vietnam.
I remember when Kenny went to Vietnam, and we drove to Youngstown Airport. Being young, you don't really realize and understand what war is and what everything like that is all about. Nobody
knew about Vietnam. It wasn't on the news. If it was, us kids didn't listen. And even on the plane over, where's Vietnam? Where's Vietnam? Nobody knew. I think my father, going through what he went through in World War II, I think he was tremendously afraid. And we taxied out to the runway, and when the pilot put the pedal to the metal, we all had headphones on. That's when they played Leaving on the Jet Plane. So you got 225 guys crying, because half of them knew they weren't coming home. A couple hours before daylight is when they came at us. Explosions were going off. They counted 18 around me that did not go off. I felt them bouncing. I can't tell you how many I threw back before they blew up. And I kept fighting, and not knowing I was even wounded, the adrenaline was pumping so high, and Sarge kept screaming on the radio for help.
Each time the enemy attempted to concentrate its fire on the wounded inside the perimeter, Private First Class David would jump from his position and yell to draw the enemy fire away from his injured comrades.
I just remember screaming and standing up and just doing my thing. I don't know if it was the pain, I don't know, but they said I was screaming like a wild man. They were eyeball to eyeball with me, and I never realized I was the only one left. I just kept doing, they tried to kill me, and I just tried to protect what I could protect.
Private First Class David carried a wounded comrade to a sheltered position. He then returned to the contact area and continued to engage the enemy and provide covering fire for the wounded until the enemy broke contact and fled.
Ken was the last one to get on the helicopter to get off the ground. So essentially, if it weren't for Ken's actions that day, we would have no idea what happened on Abandoned Fire Support Base Maureen, because no one would have lived.
When Kenny came home from the service, he was isolated.
My high school friends that went to college, they didn't want to hear nothing about the military. They were getting tear gas at Ohio State when I was over there shooting people. And then you just learn to shut down. The government took my smile away. Because when you live with pain in your back and your knees, it just goes away.
He was a different person when he came home, and it took him a while, to come back, but it didn't change him as far as being the wonderful person that he is, the caring person and the protector. When Kenny got involved with DAV and the veterans, his whole world changed. It was like he was home. He was home helping and doing what he was meant to be doing.
This is Sam Lanza. He was our adjutant for 40-some years, if not longer. He's a good man.
Sam would take Ken kind of under his wing. He always used this line, a veteran is a veteran is a veteran. And what he meant by that was it didn't matter where they came from, what their upbringing was, what they did wrong or right in life, if they served in the military, then Sam was going to treat them with the respect that they deserve.
A veteran is a veteran is a veteran. And I took it to heart, and when he had his stroke, I told him I would carry on his legacy.
A lot of the success of the chapter, one, started with Sam Lanza and has continued because of Ken David.
Kenny has a laser focus on helping others all the time, not just part-time. It's a full-time desire for him.
I am both adjutant and treasurer of Chapter 11 of Trumbull County here in Ohio.
Anything that goes along with the military around here, Kenny's usually involved. He volunteers, or he has the group of guys here together that goes with him and helps perform different tasks.
He's a helpful member of the Disabled American Veterans. He's constantly volunteering. He's always there. He's sort of a steady, constant one.
Getting help from my fellow veterans is a lot easier today than it was 50 years ago. And we are making it possible for them to get it easier, not go through all the hoops the way we did back in the 70s.
He didn't hesitate because he knew his fellow soldiers needed help. Just like every day here, if he thinks a veteran needs help, he'll help him. He doesn't do it for a pat on the back. He does it because he wants to, for the love of veterans.
Because that's the kind of guy he is. You don't find very many Kennys. Matter of fact, we need more Kennys in the world.
It's hard to describe how emotional I was when the president put that on him and shook his hand.
It's going to be able to put my Chapter 11 into the spotlight along with the national and department, and I'll do as much good as I can to get our name out there and to help veterans. Because it's not about me, it's about all the people around me.